From the PEP Radio Newsroom, this is the Hourly News Blast. Advocate is reporting. Did an honorary degree for Dr. Rachel Levine lead to a Title IX probe of Smith College? The Trump administration's investigation into Smith College, the prestigious women's college in Western Massachusetts, may have begun with something as symbolically potent and legally tenuous as an honorary degree awarded to Dr. Rachel Levine, one of the nation's highest-ranking transgender public officials and a pediatrician who previously served as Pennsylvania's Physician General and Health Secretary. That's the assessment of Suzanne B. Goldberg, the Columbia Law School professor and founder of the school's Center for Gender and Sexuality Law, who previously served in senior roles in the Biden administration, including as acting Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights at the Department of Education. In an interview with The Advocate, Goldberg described the federal government's Title IX probe into Smith's admissions policy as part of a broader effort by the Trump administration to use civil rights law to target transgender inclusion in public life. The investigation is wrong at so many levels, Goldberg said. Earlier this month, the U.S. Department of Education announced it had opened a Title IX investigation into Smith, one of the nation's oldest historically women's colleges, over its policy allowing transgender women to enroll. The administration argues the federal civil rights law's exemption for single-sex institutions applies only on the basis of what it calls biological sex. In February 2025, Smith announced that Levine would be among the May commencement awardees. During remarks connected to her Smith appearance, Levine spoke critically about cuts to the federal public health workforce under the Trump administration. Many dedicated public health leaders, including most of the HIV and infectious disease team with whom I worked in my office at HHS, have had their positions eliminated, Levine said. These hardworking civil servants went to work every single day to support the health and well-being for all Americans, including those living with HIV. Title IX, passed in 1972, prohibits sex discrimination in federally funded education programs. For years, Democratic administrations increasingly interpreted those protections to include discrimination based on gender identity. But the Trump administration has reversed that approach and is now using Title IX enforcement powers to challenge transgender inclusion in schools, athletics, housing, and educational institutions nationwide. Critics say the administration is stretching the law far beyond its original purpose to pressure institutions into rolling back recognition of transgender people. Smith has admitted transgender women since 2015. But Goldberg said the factual basis for the investigation reveals something broader and more ideological at work. The complaint prompting the federal probe came from the conservative advocacy group Defending Education. The first attachment included in the complaint was Smith's webpage announcing honorary degree recipients, including Levine, the former Assistant Secretary for Health under President Joe Biden, and a four-star admiral in the U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps. Levine became the first out transgender person confirmed by the Senate to a federal office in 2021. Smith awarded Levine an honorary degree during its commencement ceremonies last year, recognizing her decades-long public health career, which included leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic and advocacy around mental health, adolescent medicine, and LGBTQ+ health equity. This is part one of a two-part story. We will have part two on Saturday morning and afternoon. PEP Radio is available on the Live 365 app, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, fmstream.org, Radio Line, Streama, Roku, and Alexa. Up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.